Hello and welcome to Light, Life and Love, episode 2. The goal I said in episode 1 was the unification of the Christ impulse with oneself, creating a union. We want to become bearers of the Christ force. Again, I remind you that I'm not talking of the Jesus Christ of the religious mainstream institutions. I'm talking about the esoteric Christ. Gurdjieff himself said that he was teaching esoteric Christianity, and it is through his work, the Gurdjieff work, as well as Rudolf Steiner's understanding of the Christ, that has brought me into a better understanding of what this Christ force is. And the ancient wisdom was also helping me with this understanding of what the Christ force actually means. The ancient wisdom is also explaining to us the difference between the macrocosm and the microcosm, reminding us that the macrocosm is the all and everything, whereas the microcosm is me, you, the individual and our role, our part in the microcosm, the all and everything. To help the microcosm, we strengthen our inner being with light, life and love. And Rudolf Steiner reminds us that by doing this, we are also enlivening our etheric body. Enlivening our etheric body. That part of us that gives us life. But if we revitalise it with the Christ forces, we will have eternal life. Our current etheric body is built in such a way that it keeps us alive here on earth. It gives us our life force here and now. And when we die, of natural causes, it is the etheric body that is no longer providing us with the life force. Maybe that force has depleted. Maybe that etheric body has run down. However it has ended, when it stops doing its job, it's our physical body that stops also. But there is a way to continue to live on by developing one's etheric body whilst still alive, developing it with the Christ impulse so that one is filled with the higher vibrations, the highest vibrations of life, light and love. This etheric body that is attuned to these vibrations is connected to the Christ and thus lives on. And this is what is meant when Christ says, believe in him and one has eternal life. Though it's not just belief, it's also reflecting these attributes that the Christ has, imitating the Christ way, walking and talking this sacred path so that one strengthens and develops one's etheric body, transforms one's etheric body into life, light and love. Transubstantiation, that's an important word, both exoterically and esoterically. Transubstantiation, transforming oneself, transforming one's inner self will reflect in one's outer self. How one feels inside shows on one's outer face. What is in our subconscious affects our conscious, which affects our attitude to life. Think and feel dark thoughts makes one think and feel dark inside and also outside. Though many put on a mask to disguise this, then they are not being true to themselves or to us. So thinking them dark thoughts turns dark thoughts inside us, for then reflected in us and our outer being. And as I was saying, most people like to put on a mask to disguise this, but by developing ourselves, we're not just becoming aware of what we're doing, we begin to see what others are doing. And truth is an integral part of this process. One cannot lie to oneself on this path. We cannot delude oneself. If one does either of these, one will develop incorrectly. This is why we must be honest with ourselves, look at ourselves with integrity, discover who we are, what we don't like about ourselves, what we don't like to be. Work upon ourselves to understand oneself, one's actions, work out one's aims, which I hope is to better oneself and become a harmonious being, that wants to reach one's full potential here and now and for the future. This is a cosmic journey, and we don't want to be left behind, and that can happen if we don't develop correctly. I'll cover that in another time, in another show, I think. This show is to remind one that it is not just your physical body that one needs to work on, it is your etheric body too. Your soul and spirit needs a strong body to live on in after your time on this earth is up. There is only one way to do that and to be free, and that is through embracing life, light and love.